Yo, what is up everyone? My name is Nick Soriano and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the very first episode of Edit Bay Tuesday, where I'm showing you guys exactly how I pull off some of the effects inside of my shorts and skits. Very exciting. Today we have an awesome effect I'm going to be teaching you guys inside of After Effects. It's how to do a knife throwing hit. So you throw a knife and your friend sticks in his chest. It's like, and he's like, it's all over the, and it's spraying. This is what it looks like. So without further ado, let's jump into After Effects to show you guys exactly how to do this. So the shot you want to grab is this shot right here of this very handsome looking man who looks like he knows what he's doing and is very skilled, clearly, because he can, yeah, wow, look at that. But you want to get a shot of this knife throw right here. So you're just panning to nothing, and you want to match that pan to something similar just like this. So I matched the same pan, and then we have our subject with the knife in the chest, and we're going to match those both together. It's very easy. The motion blur is going to help us out a lot, and it's going to come together and look beautiful. So let's add this in. So we add our first shot in. I already have my composition ready to go. So we'll take this shot right here of this again, a very handsome man throwing a knife, and then it cuts. Oh, it doesn't look good, Nick. What the heck? Don't you worry, we have a second shot, baby. Throw that in. Bang. You can see that I'm matching the blur. Even though it's not perfect, the motion blur covers the effect, and that's what makes it look good. So as you guys can see, bam, it looks like the knife sticks in, and it looks beautiful, and we're done. No, I'm just kidding. We need some blood. What is a knife throwing effect without some blood? And this is gonna look sick. So here we go. Here's our effect. Bang, knife sticks in. There we go. Nobody's hurt in the making, and you don't have to risk anybody's life of throwing an actual knife. This is a toy knife. Obviously, you shouldn't attach a real knife to your actors if they're going to be falling. But you know, you're not stupid. You know how to do that. So right here, I have a diagonal blood hit from the Corridor Digital Battle Box. They collaborated with Action VFX, and it is absolutely amazing because it takes everything that you need from every other asset, and it has it there. Obviously, it's paid, but you could find blood hit effects all over YouTube. You just type in green screen blood squirt effect, and I'm sure thousands of them will pop up. So you can just download it, key it out, and throw it on, so you don't have to pay for that. But I highly recommend these Action VFX assets because they are the best. Let's add in this blood hit. Let's see where the blood squirts. So right about here, that's where I want to start the effect. So I'm just going to trim it just because I like to. And then where do I want the effect to start? I want it to start right about probably there. There is, because that's when everything starts to kind of die down from the motion blur, and the next shot's good to go. So right here is where I'm going to have the blood squirt. And obviously we want to take this, I'm just going to flip it just like that, because why not? And then we're going to replace this. I'm going to press S, so this brings this up right here, and I'm just going to scale this up just like that. Maybe a little bit down, a little bit more, probably right about there. That's where we want it. So if you position it there, bang, we got the blood squirt. Now you know what you're saying, Nick, that doesn't look good. It's just floating there. I know, don't you worry. We're going to fix that. So you're just going to go to track motion. You're going to go to tracker over here. That's really easy. If you don't see it, all you have to do is go up to window, go down to tracker right here, and make sure that's clicked. So obviously if it's not clicked, it's not showing up. But I go bang, window, tracker. What? There it is. Crazy. So now we're going to click onto our footage right here. All it's going to have, we're going to go track motion. So it's going to give us this nice little point right here. I'm going to zoom in, come down over here where we want to track. I'm just going to track right here. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be briefly. This is going to be motion blurred. So right now, since this is a lot of motion blur going on right here, I'm just going to go frame by frame with this. But I'm just going to make that big. Again, it's not that necessary. We're just going to go over, see if it tracks. That's fine. I'm just going to actually drag this, make sure it's like on the button area. Go over again. Seems like it's caught. So now we're just going to click the play, let it run through, see if it does its tracking magic. Right there, it seems like it lost it, which is fine. Don't you worry. We'll just go back just like this. Do about there. Go frame by frame. Make sure it retracts just like this. And I'm doing that just by clicking that right here. I'm going to click the play, let it apply. Joe falls out of shot, bang, track looks great, perfect. There we go. We don't need this last track, but don't worry, we're gonna cut that off at the end. Now we need this place. Now we need to apply this tracking data to somewhere. So we're gonna come up here to Layer, New, Null Object. So that's gonna give us this nice little null object over here. I'm just gonna throw it up here just because. and then I'm gonna click edit target, and we're gonna tell it to apply the tracking data to that null. I'm gonna click OK, and then apply, and it's gonna apply the X and Y just to show it exactly where it needs to be in the scene. And there we go. Now as you can see, we have this nice little red box that is attached to Joe's chest and follows him at a shot. Again, it's a little laggy, but that's just because my computer is whack. So I'm gonna come up here. They're gonna start where it's gonna be tracked. All we're gonna do, super simple, just gonna take this little lasso parent thing, and we are going to use the one on the blood hit. So we're gonna drag it onto the null one. So now, as you can see, the blood is tracked to Joe's chest, which is what we want. And then I'm just gonna cut it off right when Joe falls at a shot, just because we don't want it to track up like it has in there. So right about here should be the last frame, or you could just drag it, it's up to you. Right there should be fine, looks good, perfect. So now it's tracked, but it still doesn't look right. It still looks a little off, and that's because of the color, number one, and also because there's no motion blur. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that. So this is really easy to do. Just gonna come in here, I'm just gonna add some curves. So we're just gonna add some curves to this, bang, drag that right onto the blood hit. Then we're gonna come over here, I'm just gonna add a dot right here, and then I'm gonna drag this guy up just to kind of like get rid of those. It's a lot of contrast and I don't like it. It needs to match my scene. I shot it really flat. Again, once we add the color correction, it'll all come back and it'll look great. I'll even drop these so we lose some of the highlights. Again, it's gonna be motion blurred, so it doesn't have to be that perfect. It just kind of has to look like it blends. So there we go, that's kind of that. I'm a little happy with that. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna add some motion blur, and that's super easy to do. Right here, you see this little guy? Click that, bang, look at that. It's motion blurred and it works perfectly. Obviously make sure this up here is enabled, so it'll enable motion blur, so make sure that's blue, and then just click on this one on the blood right here, and then we'll have our motion blur. And for the most part, that is our scene. As you guys can see, the blood sticks, it looks great. There's motion blur with Joe while he's moving, and bam. So you get that knife hit, the camera pans, boom, the blood squirts, and it goes everywhere, and it's tracking to the scene. Let's zoom this out a little bit, show you guys. There we go. And there we have it, a very easy and a very practical. It's combining practical and digital, which is always great. And it's a nice, easy knife throwing effect. If you guys want to see where this shot ended up in the film that it was in, it's pulled up over here. It'll also be linked down below, and you can click the card right up above, and it'll take you right to that video to see the final product. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that little bell notification icon, and also comment down below what other effects in my films you guys want to see me teach you guys how to do, because I would be more than happy to do it. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Welcome to the first Edit Bay Tuesday, and there's going to be lots more to come. So enjoy, and like, comment, and so I already said that. Peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the record.